MIPS Technologies is the second largest provider of intellectual property microprocessor cores in the semiconductor industry. Essentially, we have a team of microprocessor architects and designers who are second to none in the industry, and we produce soft microprocessor cores throughout the low end and high end of performance and capability that we license to our customers, who then use them in their system on chips, or SoCs. Our customers are semiconductor companies, some of the largest in the world, who build some of the most advanced system on chips, semiconductors out in the marketplace. I joined MIPS on January 25th of this year, so I am only on for a few weeks. But my association with MIPS goes back for quite some time. I was a graduate student in electrical engineering at Stanford, and my professor for all of my microprocessor-based design courses was John Hennessy, who of course is the founder of MIPS. And all of our coursework was in microprocessors was done on the MIPS architecture. After graduating, I spent almost 18 years in the FPGA industry, 12 years on the executive staff of Xilinx, where we were very fortunate to be able to grow the business over 3 times to over $1.8 billion per year. And for the last 2 years, I have been with Cavium Networks, who is a MIPS architectural licensee who builds network processors. I was attracted to MIPS, number one, for the heritage and legacy of the architecture. MIPS was created at Stanford University under Professor Hennessy and some very, very smart graduate students and industry experts who created the most elegant, efficient, and simple and most extensible microprocessor architecture out in the world today. It has truly withstood the test of time. And that same architecture powers everything from 32-bit microcontrollers up to multi-core network processors. It is the only processor architecture with such a dynamic range. So it's very exciting to be part of that sort of technical heritage. Also, it is the second largest IP processor provider. So there are roughly 500 million MIPS processors sold every year, which makes it a very important company within the semiconductor ecosystem, and I hope to carry on MIPS's tradition of very broad-based use and very strong technology. MIPS is number one in the digital home. That is a market that has been a core strength for MIPS, and in products such as digital TVs, such as set-top boxes, such as all of the electronics in the home, we have a very, very strong presence. We are also increasing our presence quite significantly in the core networking market through our architecture licensees, Cavium Networks and NetLogic, through their RMI acquisition. And so you are seeing the core of the network move from PowerPC-based architectures over to MIPS-based architectures. And you are seeing the periphery of the network, particularly the Wi-Fi segment, which is a very fast-growing segment, also utilizing MIPS quite extensively, as the largest Wi-Fi SoC providers utilize MIPS in their SoCs. And the new area for us is mobile. There are many new technical trends and business trends happening in the mobile market that have now opened up that market to MIPS architectures, and that is an area that we are planning on penetrating. In fact, during this trip, I was just at Mobile World Congress at Barcelona, which is the first time MIPS has been to that show. I think MIPS is the architecture of choice for the digital home and for many other applications, because it is by far the most elegant, simple, and extensible microprocessor architecture out in the industry. Those customers that really understand and know processor architectures know how elegant an architecture it is, and know that this same architecture is extensible down to from microcontrollers all the way up to the most powerful network processors out in the marketplace that are multi-core. MIPS cores are not only the highest performance cores out in the marketplace, they are also the lowest power. It is simply that historically we have not been used in mobile applications, so we have not been able to demonstrate the low power capability of the MIPS core. I am happy to announce that we have a design partner of chips for the mobile space that recently announced that they will be building a line of SoCs based on MIPS for mobile. And one of the main reasons that they have selected MIPS is because it is the lowest power processor implementation that they have found. They will be bundling that chip under Android, which is the middleware environment from Google, to penetrate mobile systems, including handsets. Our customers are facing an increasingly complex end product that they are producing. The amount of technology going into end products is increasing quite exponentially, and so their design challenges become much more significant. We assist in that design challenge by providing the most capable and powerful processor. So we are very much like their in-house team to be able to provide the processor core that can provide the functionality, the performance, and the low power that they require, and that can interface very, very well with all the other elements of their system so that we can speed their entire product to market. Android is very important because for the first time it opens up the mobile segment to MIPS. Historically, that segment was tied between ARM and Symbian, and the port was not done to the MIPS architecture. Now we are finding with an architecture agnostic middleware system such as Android sitting on mobile Linux, it can sit on any different processor architecture, and so the entire mobile space is now open for MIPS to come in. And already today in Asia you are seeing MIPS based netbooks that are available out in the marketplace that are being built on Android. Also, it is very difficult to compete with free. So Android is getting a very wide adoption, not only in the mobile space, but also in the digital home. And that is the area where we already have our #1 position. And MIPS was ahead of the curve in investing in having the Android middleware platform optimized for the MIPS architecture, so we have the fastest performance and best integration with Android today. I have been to Israel several times. I have enjoyed every visit here. I have a tremendous amount of respect for the capability, the curiosity, and the technical excellence of the Israeli engineers. Some of the most insightful questions that I have ever received during talks and presentations have been with Israeli audiences. And I have been coming here for the last 15 years. And I think that is very important because it is very important for an IP partner to meet face-to-face and build relationships with the end customers. And the Israeli customers have my commitment that I will continue to be here on a very regular basis and continue to work with them in building some of the most advanced products in the world. I think MIPS is well positioned because it has a very strong market presence. It is one of the largest processor ISAs in the world, which means it has a very large family, or a very large ecosystem. It has some of the largest semiconductor companies in the world that have based their most advanced products on MIPS technologies that are shipping over 500 million units every single year. This last quarter was actually a record for MIPS in terms of unit shipments at 126 million units. There is a continued pace of technical innovation at MIPS that is churning out the most advanced, highest performance, most capable, lowest power and smallest die size products. And finally, there is a very, very strong loyalty to MIPS. The electrical engineers, the designers of the different SoCs who understand processor architectures have a very strong loyalty, very strong affinity to the MIPS architecture. And want to see more MIPS-based products out in the marketplace.